to make more money. I needed luck, connections, or some brilliant idea. But the harder I tried, the more chaotic everything became. I worked tirelessly, yet my finances remained stuck in the same place. Then one day, when my life felt like it had hit rock bottom, I heard a sentence that made me freeze. You cannot create a new life if you're still using your old way of thinking. That sentence stayed in my mind for days, and it opened a path I never expected. The journey of retraining my own brain. Have you ever felt like you work harder than most people, yet your income doesn't move? You try to change your life, but the more effort you put in, the more exhausted you become. I've been there. And I used to believe I was poor because I simply wasn't good enough. But one day, a single sentence changed my entire life. If you want a new life, you must first teach your brain to think in a new way. That journey began unexpectedly, but it helped me double my income in just a few months. And today, I'm going to tell you the whole story. I was in the darkest phase of my life. Unstable work, debt piling up, constant stress from financial pressure. Every night seeing nothing but a gray, hopeless future. I lived with the feeling of failure, one that followed me through every meal and every night of sleep. One afternoon, I was sitting in my usual old cafe, staring at my bank statement. The red, negative number felt like a slap across my face. I had no idea what to do. Until someone appeared. It was my mentor, a businessman who had once gone bankrupt and later became a millionaire. He looked at me and said, "This face is the face of someone who's lost." I forced a weak smile, unsure how to respond. But one question from him left me speechless. How much money do you want to earn each month? Exactly how much? I couldn't answer. For years, all I ever said was, "More than now." He smiled gently. If you're not clear, your brain won't know what opportunities to look for. That moment became the first turning point. He told me to choose a specific number. After thinking for a long time, I said, 50 million VND a month. He nodded. Good. From now on, this is no longer a dream, this is a goal, and you must teach your brain to think in it. He told me to write it down and look at that number every single day. That was the first time in my life I felt I had the right to set a goal bigger than the life I was living. That night, under the dim yellow light of my small room, I wrote, "I am grateful because I am now earning 50 million VND every month easily and consistently." My mentor told me to read it 10 times every morning, read it 10 times every night. At first, it felt fake. But then something strange happened. When I closed my eyes, I began to see what I was saying. I saw money flowing into my bank account, saw the happiness on my parents' faces, saw the bills paid, felt life becoming lighter. For the first time, I felt that I deserved a better life. He told me to act like a Hollywood actor. You are living the successful life. So every night, I closed my eyes and imagined the house I dreamed of, the car I wanted to drive, the trips I thought I'd never have, the work I truly loved. I saw myself inside that movie. And the more I watched it, the more I believed it would become real. I printed out the images I wanted. The dream house, the car I liked, the number $50,000, the beach of my future vacation. I put everything on my wall. Every morning, the first thing I saw was my future. And amazingly, my brain began finding ways to make it real. My mentor advised me, Each day, just do 1 or 2 things that bring you closer to your goal. So I learned new skills, took on small projects, improved how I worked, changed my emotions and mindset. Opportunities began to appear. Clients started reaching out. My income climbed month after month. After 3 months, I reached 45 million. After 6 months, the goal of 50 million became reality. I cried when I saw the payment notification on my phone, not because of the money, but because I had proved to myself that I could. The day I changed my thinking was the day my financial life changed. I realized you're not poor because you're incapable. You're poor because your brain hasn't been taught how to be rich. I started with one affirmation, one image in my mind, one new belief. And step by step, my reality changed. If I could do it, so can you. All it takes is starting from your mind.